The Audi A7. It's been designed to combine luxury and style with a sporty driving experience. However, it's not the only car which claims to do this. There is of course the Porsche Panamera, and the model which created this class, the Mercedes CLS, which is now in its second generation. But let's start with the A7 and its design. Yes, it's very similar to every other Audi. However, they've turned the cool dial all the way up to 11, and it's the same story inside. You're looking at one of the finest, best built and most comfortable cabins of any car. There's gadgets galore too. For instance, there's Wi-Fi, so you can connect your laptop or your mobile phone directly to the car. Plus you can get it with stuff such as Google Maps for the sat-nav, or this handy touchpad which allows you to input letters just by drawing them. Hey. But what about practicality? Well, despite that sloping roofline, even 6-footers will be fine in the back. And with a 535 litre capacity, the boot is the biggest here, while the hatchback tailgate makes loading easy. The big Audi starts at £44,000 and is offered in a choice of front or quattro four-wheel drive. All A7s come with an acoustic windscreen, and this plus perfect sound deadening means it's almost as quiet as a library in here. It helps that the engines are all really refined, even the diesels, which are powerful as well as economical. Factor in the slick automatic gearbox, the light steering, soft comfy seats and nigh on perfect driving position, and you've got an excellent long distance cruiser. The A7 is also very capable on a twisty road, but if it's the most sporty driving experience you're after, then the Porsche Panamera is king, especially if you go for the twin turbo 542 brake horsepower V8. The Panamera is a car with a split personality. For instance, it can be very comfortable, especially if you go for the optional air suspension. It's quiet, and you can imagine crossing continents in this thing, no problem at all. But if you press some buttons and put the adjustable suspension to sport mode and the throttle response, then floor it, it just turns into a bonkers sports car. In fact, the way this thing goes around corners, pretty much beggars belief. I don't think there's anything that's this big that handles this well. What's also impressive is the level of luxury. In fact, the quality feel eclipses even that of the Audi. The Panamera is the most spacious car in the back too. But while it can carry 4 people with ease, there won't be enough room for everyone's luggage in the 445 litre boot. Other downsides include looks that only a mother could love and a sky-high price tag. Starting from £62,000 means the Panamera is 18 grand more than the entry-level Audi, yet it's certainly not 18 grand better. So then, it's one down for the A7 and one to go, the CLS. It starts from a more reasonable £46,000, looks fantastic on the outside and feels as luxurious and as well built as an S-Class on the inside. It has the most diverse engine range too, from a 4-cylinder diesel to a bi-turbo petrol V8 that will give the range-topping Porsche a run for its money. Thankfully, even at speed, the CLS is a very quiet place to be. You do get a bit of wind whistle from the wing mirrors, but other than that, hardly any noise enters the cabin at all, and that means it's great for going up and down the motorway. However, get it on a twisty back route such as this and it will really put a smile on your face, because it sits lower and wider than a normal E-Class, and it just goes round corners so very well for a car of this size. There's loads of grip, it's very poised, doesn't roll about at all, and the steering is super sharp. The only problem is that the suspension can feel a bit firm. That means if you want the ultimate in comfort, you have to pay the extra for the optional air suspension. There are some other slight problems too. The boot may have 520 litres, but it's not as usable as the Audi's hatchback. And while there's plenty of room in the rear for adults, somehow the CLS feels a little bit more claustrophobic than its rivals. But is this really enough to put the A7 ahead? Picking a winner here is actually very tough. For most people, it'll just come down to which car they like the look of most. But for me, the deciding factor is driving dynamics. And because the Mercedes is slightly more fun than the Audi, it's the one I'd choose.